Welcome everybody to Mark Bajerski YouTube channel. I think we're on YouTube, I'm not sure. Okay, welcome everybody. Oh, he's a pleasant lad, is Mark. Oh, I don't like Mark. Oh, he's evil. He's a demon. He's a devil. Oh, he's so sweet. He sent me something. He was so lovely. I can't stand him. He shadowed me. He won't even answer me. Somebody asked me today, I'm thinking about becoming a healer. What are the pros and cons? Come on, come here, come closer. Have you got a week? Oh dear. It's difficult, and I'll tell you what the major difficulty about it is people's perception. You can't control that. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you work, no matter how many times you open your arms up to help people, there's always somebody there with a different perspective, a different experience. And the fact that there's nothing you can do about it is difficult because nobody truly wants to be a healer unless they want to help people. The thing is, you can't help everybody. And when you can't help everybody, or let's say you're having a bad day and you just can't cope with it, you can't deal with this, or let's just say you're fully booked and all your clients are your clients and they've made an appointment and somebody rings you up and says, "You Mark Bajerski?" "Yeah, that's right, how can I help?" "I need you now." "What for?" "My mum. Apparently you're not answering her calls." "Who is she?" "She's so-and-so." "Yeah, no, I did answer a call. Sorry, I did. And I know she's in a bad place at the moment, but I'm fully booked and I rang my clients. I've rang as many as I could and asked them if it's possible if I could change their appointment because somebody in Marbella needs my help. And all of them said, "Mark, I'm not well. I'm sick as well." And I'm like, okay, it's okay. Honestly, I'm just asking. That was hard enough. Talk about unprofessional. And I said, "I tried, but I'm not able to do it. And I've got appointments till 8 o'clock tonight. And I'm working as hard as I can. Literally can't come." After that, the barrage of attack I'm only giving you one example, from this one person ended up that all over social media, I killed his mother. Bottom line, I killed his mother. Why? Because I didn't do what he commanded, was to go down, see her straight away. Bearing in mind she only had a few days to live. So I killed her because I'm a healer and I should have gone there because that's my job. That's a worst case scenario. That's a real bad one. That really is a bad one. So the lesser ones are where people's ego is massively involved, where, hang on a minute, I'm important, listen to me, or my friend's dying, or my friend's sick, you need to help her now. And even, I think what really became actually the healing process of being a full-time healer was actually not as bad as retiring. I think retiring struck home. It really cut. And I ask Spirit World sometimes, why, after all what I've done over these years to help so many people in that process, that I was rewarded in such a manner, in such, such darkness. And the simple fact is that people are in a bad place. And there will always be people in a bad place. And the fact that you can't heal everybody, Mark, is very true. My last retreat, where I insisted on only having 12 or 14 people, ended up being well over 20. And I wasn't in control of that. Wasn't my doing. I wasn't happy, but I worked hard. And being a healer if you were a genuine healer and you were really channeling, you were really doing the work, you'll know that it takes 100% focus on every client that you work on. So you can imagine having, I think, 7 days as a retreat. I have to work on 20 people, and you have to give healings and readings, and it's, you can't take that lightly. And after that, you have to do talks on a night, and as what my path took me to was a very, very challenging night on the last night, which I always love to do. It takes me 2 hours to create the circle, and it's a shamanic circle night. It's a ritual where we clear any darkness. Now, to be fair, most of the darkness, all of it really, the real heavy attachment or demonic energy, normally, and I always believed it, I was always told by shamans, and I believed it because I saw it, that no demon can actually, no dark force can come into a circle when prepared. And I often talked about it in my books, that I actually saw demonic energy move from the person who came into the room. I've actually chased dark spirit off because it's waiting for that client to come back out and sit back down. So I've literally chased. I know it's hard to understand, it's hard to believe. Woo, I get it. But that was my work, and that's what I saw, and I followed that instinct. And on the final night at ballet, I was exhausted, and it took me 2 hours to prepare the circle, and we started. And something happened that never happened before. That the lady from Korea, beautiful lady, as soon as she got into the circle, I realised that there was something still attached to her. So normally in the circle, we're clearing heavy energy of past trauma, issues like that, which release. But this was something inside, and it was alive, and it was a demonic energy. So I actually asked everybody in the circle to help send good energy, because I knew I didn't feel I was strong enough, and everybody helped. Everybody literally put their energy into the circle. And it took a while, and there was a lot of screams. People actually came up the following day from right down the road and said, what was all that noise? What happened? Because there was so much screaming. It was horrific, to be honest. And after I'd finished, I went to my room, and I started to feel pains. I felt like my pins and needles in my hand, and then this shooting pain and numbness running up my neck, and I just felt weird. Why is this happening? And then all of a sudden I felt this tightness in my chest, like I'd just done bench presses, and something just came over me, and I realized that my body was going through something traumatic. We look back now, and it took the whole of the night till, I think, I don't know, early hours in the morning, and then it settled, and then it went. I actually looked white as a sheet, and when I came out the next morning, there was a lovely lady. I'll never forget this. I'm going to start crying now. There was a lovely lady from, what's the islands that got burnt? Hawaii. She lived on the biggest island, if I remember. She was lovely. I felt a real connection with that lady. She was a beautiful soul. And I remember I was sat down, and she came and sat next to me, and I put my head on her shoulder, and I could feel her healing me. She was very special lady. I'll never forget that lady. And she knew something had happened, something was very wrong. And everybody said, you look dreadful. And when I got back to the UK, to Spain, you end up doing some tests and stuff, and I found out that what I had was what we'd call a silent heart attack. So it's not a full-blown heart attack, but it's called a silent one. So it's just kind of happens. And so I felt like that was a message. And when I got that message, I'm like, okay, I've got to listen to because spirit doesn't see illness as an issue because it's only a spacesuit. Your spirit never dies, so crack on till your last breath. So I made a conscious decision, and it was a hard decision, but that decision was, I'm never doing this work again, not on people again. I just can't do it. So I remember putting the message out there saying, I'm retiring. And I've long-winded this, but maybe you're starting your healing journey and you're becoming a healer, or you're halfway through. I just want you to know that for the amount of people who said, good luck, and we understand, and congratulations that you're retiring, I would say that I had to battle for 7 years with those that were, I thought, my friend. But then I realized they weren't my friend. They were only interested in my work and what I would give to them, like a slave. And I think that was the most heartbreaking thing. It didn't surprise me in Hollywood. The people that I worked with in Hollywood, that didn't surprise me because I knew who they were. I knew they were empty shells. They were lifeless. There was no soul there. But there were some people that I was shocked how I was treated and spoken about, mocked, ridiculed. Oh, he's changed now. Who does he think he is? And it was a bit hard. See, the thing is, if you become a healer, if you really become a healer, it's because you're sensitive. And a sensitive is a soul that feels. And it's hard to be a healer if you can't feel. So it's like saying, oh, don't feel that, don't worry about that, but then please tell me what's wrong with me here. And it's like you can't do both. So yeah, a lot of people will. I tell you as well, when I stopped and started doing videos, that's another thing, guys. Be careful. Be very, very careful when you step onto the public arena. You are going to face a lot of challenges being a healer. You're going to face challenge of people who claim to be loving, kind and caring, but have no understanding about your reaction and why you behave the way you do. You're going to get people who are very beautiful people. You're going to get people who are a little bit in a bad place. You're going to get people in a very bad place. And then you're going to get people who are so lost that they turn their anger onto you. And you have to be the bearer of that. You shouldn't, but you are. Why? Because because you're a healer. And because you're a healer, then you have to take this and you have to answer me and you have to tell me this, right? It can be really hard. And there are times where you know if you answer this person, you are get ready for a bloody explosion. What they will say to you is that all they wanted was an answer, but you know as a healer that ain't what they're after. They're after personal one-to-one, and if you don't give it them because of their ego and their weakness, they will attack and they will just call you all sorts and look for things where they can now say this is what they'll try and they'll grab everything together and then say that why this healer is not a healer. He can't be a healer and not answer my question or heal me. Like, no, I retired. Where in that is not a clue. I did do the work and I did it pretty well, but I've retired. I don't take that for an answer. No, you don't, do you? Because you're selfish or because you're in a bad place. But that's not my problem. Everybody's in a bad place in one way or another. So we're all in a bad place. We're all working on ourselves. But sometimes you have to be so careful. Do we answer that email? No, we don't. Why? Well, one, you're digging yourself. You're going to dig yourself into a grave. You're gonna have more explosions than you are. Like, think about it. I've retired. Okay, I've retired. Yeah, but can you give it? Yeah, but I've retired. Yeah, but can you give me? Yeah, but I've retired. The other one is, tell me who I don't know who can help you. The situation that you've got. It's not for me to point you in directions. I can only say try the Pure Energy Healing Academy, try Reiki, try anybody. But who am I to? How do I know who's able to help you? But he's psychic. Oh my God. What is wrong with people? That doesn't mean that I know everything. It means I sit with some cards and look at your future and try and feel you and see what's wrong. I don't have the answers to the lottery. I don't have the answers to everybody. I am just attuned, and that's why I don't like the word psychic. Just in people's heads, they just think, oh, we'll know everything. That's not what it means. Please, God, help these people and help me. So you ask, and I share with you, what's the pros and cons of being a healer? The pros are that you've fulfilled your destiny. Why do we come into this world? To experience. And one of those things I believe, if you come from my home world, is that you're here to experience giving your love, your healing, and everything that you can to help situations around you. And let me tell you, if you become a healer and you go into the public arena and say, I'm a healer, you are a brave and beautiful soul. I know you are. Whether you know what you're in for or not, you're still following what's right. And turning back the clock, would I change anything about my 12 full years of healing? I wouldn't change anything. How many people are really nasty and bad? Not many. How many people are loving and kind and caring? A lot. How many people are in a bad place? A lot. How many people are in a good place? Not many. You see what I did there? You've got to understand how life is and how people are. And when somebody is in such a bad place in their life and they spend the next week or month or day, full day or full 3 hours on you and how disappointing you are, and some might even spend 3, 5, 7 years or the rest of their life always attacking you, always trying to get at you, always trying to, be proud. Because there must be something very special about you that person can never achieve, even though that person thinks that they are better than you. Everybody seems to think they've got the right answers. Everybody seems to think that they are right and everybody else is wrong, because I see that in this person and that person. And that's the way humanity seems to be. And the less I see connected to their consciousness. And if you're a healer, don't forget you're also human, living a human experience in this body. You're a spirit, but you still have to look after yourself. Because if you're forever focused on everybody wanting and needing constantly, that will never stop. It will never end. you've got to come to a point where you have to be stronger and say no, because sometimes that's like saying yes to yourself. Even if it means that you don't answer somebody on email, or you don't answer somebody when you're publicly doing a video, because you know that this could be detrimental to them as well as yourself. That's why I don't advertise, go to this person or go to that person. I don't do that. What if they have a bad experience? Who do you think they're going to blame? Me. The only person that I know who can do something back then was me. And I said, I'm a healer, I'm here. That was it. But somebody somewhere missed that I said I'm retired. A few. And I've had some terrible comments and some terrible messages on the internet over the years. But you know, it's okay. People are in a bad place, and it's getting worse and worse. I think if you're going to be a healer, no matter what I've said now, you'll still be a healer. What I try and push for now is for people to learn to heal themselves. And thus, the ones who call me run away. And the reason why that is because they don't want to work on themselves. They don't want to heal themselves. That's the question. They just want an easy fix. So, I like the idea in 2025 to learn a form of healing, whatever that healing is. Learn how to heal yourself. I am the founder of the Pure Energy Healing Academy, but it's online, and people come and learn everything that I've learned over 20 years. I share my heart and everything that I've learned, and that's as much as I can give. Sometimes when I'm feeling strong enough these days, I'll do a healing session. 3 times a day I do energy healing, and for those that even attack me, I write their name down in my book. I mean, today I've wrote 15 names down in my book, and I'll work on them 3 times a day, twice a day mainly, but 3 times if I can, by sending healing to them. That's never seen, it's never talked about, it's never mentioned really, nobody really knows. But I do it on a daily basis because it's who I am. So yeah, I think being a healer, darkness comes with the territory, and weakness comes with the territory of others. Attack comes with the territory. Mock and ridicule is an everyday thing, and yet we still do it. But like I said, it was the most beautiful 12 years of my life, and my body spoke to me and said enough is enough, and I listened to that. And I can honestly say that I have met literally hundreds of healers around the world who still heal to this day and are sick and not well and look like they're in such a mess. And I noticed that more than anything. And I said to myself, I will never get to that point. And it's hard because people need you. They're in you become so much in demand that you lose track sometimes of knowing the pressure and the energy that it takes, and the weakness that happens within you if you're not careful, and you just don't see it. And it took this silent heart attack for me to see it. So I'm thankful for it, very thankful for it. And from that day on, I don't do healings anymore. Only online every now and again when I'm feeling strong. So I hope that clarifies everything. It's always good to know when you become a healer what you're in for. And it ain't an easy ride. But you know what? I don't think I want to work in an office all day long. I don't want to be that person just to live life like that every day. I want it to be something else. I wanted to do as much towards humanity and helping as I could. And I saw that as a healer. You can work in an office and be a fantastic healer in your own way of how you put things forward in writing. I can't write, so I can't do that. You can, because you might be watching this saying, well, I work in an office. What you're trying to say? No, I'm not. I'm just saying me. It was the only thing I could find was to be a healer, because I could feel. Whereas you might be a brilliant writer, you might be a brilliant negotiator, you might be brilliant at bringing people together and creating wealth to be able to help somebody, like you might genuinely work for a genuine family-run organization that helps animals, or, not a big corporation that's just milking. I'm talking genuine. So please don't get me wrong when I say that. Every job is important. It's how you do it and the actions that you take in that. So being a healer for me, when that door opened, when that path began, like I didn't look for it, didn't want it, but as soon as it came and soon as the teachers appeared, when the pupil is ready, then it all fit into place. And yeah, great journey. I've written 4 books now. I'm very proud of them. 5th book coming out shortly, and that's going to help people read flowers, which means that you can pick a flower up and read for other people and read for yourself. And hopefully once you've read that book, you'll be the perfect flower reader, and we'll bring that back into this energy again. It's a long lost ancient art. And even if you know, I'm not really bothered about that. At the back of the book, there's 50 pages of beautiful flowers, and you can just say, what's your favorite? I like roses. You can flick through and get to the roses, and I've written down, I've channeled a message about who you are and how you are and what you are in that message. So that's lovely as well. So I'll be proud. I can't wait till that comes out as well. So no, I wouldn't change anything. And I also love my work with my oils here. I love every oil like it's my brother and sister. I love my oils with all my heart. I love every crystal that I work with. I have a bond with, it's hard to let go of crystals, but I have a bond knowing that they're going to go out there and heal somebody because they have pure energy healing in them. So it's easier working with crystals. There is no pain or suffering. With crystals, it's just channeling energy. There is no aftermath. There is no residue. There is no suffering. It's just high energy, and all you're doing is putting another energy of memory into them, which is beautiful. I've made 3 sets of angel cards, which I absolutely adore. And yeah, all from just becoming a healer, your path can take you anywhere, which it did for me. It took me to here, to this room, to everything that's happened in my life. And I'm so thankful to everybody who knows me deep down, inside and out, and appreciates me for who I am, flaws and all. And that's it. That's all I want to say. If you want to be a healer, then don't let anybody stop you. Believe in yourself and watch how your life changes. Watch how you heal. Watch your irritable bowel syndrome disappear. Watch your fears disappear. Really, they do. When you become a healer, you heal yourself, and that is beautiful because everybody's going to benefit from that. Apart from what I've just said, that there are always going to be difficult times along your journey. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. And one thing I can say, that being a healer, the suffering doesn't last. It doesn't. It disappears very quickly. So I wish you a lovely day, and if you do become a pure energy healer at our academy and spend 4 days, congratulations, good for you. You've learned 20 years of everything that I've learned in those 4 days, and then it's up to you where you go with that. You might just become a healer for yourself. You might be a healer for your children or your friends or your mum or your dad that might need some help. Or you might become a world famous healer for the rest of your life. I do wish you well. Take care, everybody. Love you all. I mean that. Take care.